My night has been crazy, especially being an educator. I teach at Berklee College of Music, so I had to go to Boston today and give a final exam in turntable technique, and then turn right back around, hop on the bus, and come back here. I got here 2 minutes before the show started, so I basically ran from the subway, from the bus to the subway, ran here, hopped on stage, and said, "Hey, how's everybody going?" All that stuff. Yeah. When we do these shows for Revive the Live, we always think about who would be best for this or that. It always starts off with like a brainstorming session. You know, it starts off, we're active fans. So it starts off with us kind of like hanging out, we're bumping some music, we ask, what are you listening to? Oh, no, I'm listening to this. What are you listening to? I'm listening to this. Man, wouldn't it be crazy if we combine this with this, this artist with this artist? So that's kind of like what we did with all our shows. So that's why we have like Acrobatic and J-Live and Eagle Nebula and Pete Rock, because I was bumping Eagle Nebula. Lee, who rolls with the company, he was bumping some Acrobatic, and we always bump a whole bunch of old jazz anyway, so, and new jazz as well, so, it just kind of shows itself. Revive the Live, '09 roster is a bunch more shows of the kind of stuff that you've seen here. This is actually our second installment, because last time it was Hip Hop 1942, this time it's Hip Hop 1953, so this is like an installment in our flagship series. So this is like one of the continuations. We haven't done as many continuations. We were usually doing like one-off kind of events, like, let's just do it. And this time we actually have like running themes going. So we're gonna do a few more of those. Getting more into putting out some more of the recordings, getting a lot more visual aspect of Revive the Live to the people in a video sense. And also some more craziness. Who knows? I mean, we got a few trailers that's going on. There's a lot going on with Revive. Let's just say that. I can't divulge too much information right now because I don't want to, jinx it. Yeah, but right now, let's just say the shows, some more audio for people to check out, and some more video visuals. My jazz life started in the early 90s. I was just a kid, not even in junior high yet or anything like that. And my dad's record collection, I wasn't allowed to go outside and play with my friends. So my parents would be all out of the country working for IBM corporate America and stuff. And my aunt would be home raising me. And she wouldn't let me go outside and hang. So as a result, I had to figure out stuff to do in the house. And it started off with drawing and painting. And then one day I found my dad's record collection when I was rolling like G.I. Joe action figures across it, trying to make a landscape. And I found, everything from like George Duke to Coltrane. And I was like, I wonder what would happen if I put this record on this record player. And from there, I started learning how to use like his stereo. And then one day I found out that his stereo had a mic input. And then I found out that stereo mic input connected to the tape deck, and it was a double tape deck. So then I found out that I could get an instrumental from some, MC's thing, and then I found out my headphones could work as a mic, so I started recording on the tape, and then in rapping, I passed it out to my friends, and then I started learning about creating a fan base a little bit. And so, when it came time for me to graduate from high school, I had taught myself how to make beats, I had taught myself how to write songs and stuff. I test things out in the crowd, see which hooks work, learn how to build bridges. I went to North Carolina A&T, studied engineering for 2 years, figured out that, I don't have to study this. I can actually do what I want. Went to Berklee, met Megan. She started Revive the Live, and she was like, hey, you want to do a show? It's like, yeah. So 3 years ago, that happened. This is our 3-year anniversary. And 3 years ago, I touched down on the stage. It was actually April 27th. I was the first artist in a band to do a Revive show, and I had no clue it would get to this point. And so here we are. And it all started from my dad's record collection in G.I. Joe. Who knew? Records. My dad would play Earth, Wind, and Fire every Saturday morning. It was like a routine. Like, you wake up 9 a.m. or like 6 a.m. I'd watch Saturday morning cartoons, and I knew Dad was up because he threw on Earth, Wind, and Fire, the Gratitude record, and he started making pancakes. And so that was like the one time out of the week that I saw my dad just kind of unwinding. He's like, I'm not at the office. I don't have to do anything. He'd be dancing in the kitchen, flipping pancakes. So that was like the earliest thing that I can remember. And then also George Duke, he played that. Denise Williams, he played Noel Pointer, Ralph McDonald, different jazz cats, so, some Ron Carter. It would always be in the house, and that was something that I knew him away from the office from. I don't even know if that's a right sentence, but that's kind of awkward. That's something that I knew him for away from the office, because I'd see him interact with like corporate America and do what he had to do, but when he'd throw on those records, he'd really unwind, and he'd sing it. We'd go to the market, he'd be buying fruit and veggies, he'd be singing, throwing stuff in the shopping cart. maybe he'd be singing it to me. Come on, sing the chorus, help me out. So my father, instrumental in all this.